Hello humans, this is IT Stuff, the show that explains silicon and germanium to the shallow end of the periodic table. That's you, carbon-based Home Secretary. Understanding the necessary hashtags this month is the one over there named Chi.
Hello.
And the one opposite named Chris.
Hello.
And I'm on a VPN, so mind your own business who I am. Coming up, we'll be having fun with electrical appliances, but first, for all you foodies, we'll have some computer-generated recipes. We should have a jingle for that.
We should. Something computer-generated.
Don't eat it.
That's spoilers there, Chris, isn't it?
I think that's the right jingle, otherwise we'll get sued, you know.
Well, I don't know. Quite tasty, potentially. People who know IT stuff will sort of like guess what's coming up. Somebody out there, lewisandquark.tumblr.com, has put loads of recipes through a neural network, you know, one of these learning algorithm things, and come up with some computer-generated recipes.
Do you want to explain how a neural network works?
I don't think I could understand it.
It's
my
basically
neural network.
No, I'll do it. Right.
Okay,
What it is, right, is you know you've got like this drunk friend down the pub, right? If he had like perfect memory, and then you made him like read lots of books, and then he just started talking garbage. That's what a neural network does.
Wow,
That's true.
this is why people do so much research down the boozer.
It is.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. See, students love them. Right, are we ready for today's recipe? Pens at the ready, everybody.
Go on then.
Pears autogarnistmium.
Oh.
1/4 pound bones or fresh bread, optional. 1/2 cup flour, 1 teaspoon vinegar, 1/4 teaspoon lime juice and 2 eggs. Brown salmon in oil. Add creamed meat and another deep mixture. Discard fillets, discard head and turn into a non-stick spice. Pour 4 eggs onto clean thin fat to sink halves. Brush each with roast and refrigerate. Lay tart in deep baking dish in Chipex sweet body. Cut oof with crosswise and onions. Remove peas and place in a 4 dug serving. Cover lightly with plastic wrap. Chill in refrigerator until casseroles are tender and ridges done. Serve immediately in sugar, may be added 2 handles over ginger or with boiling water until very cracker pudding is hot. Yield 4 servings.
See, that's what happens if you talk to your drunk mate down the pub, isn't it?
Yeah.
He sounds like the chef in Sesame Street. Or is it the Muppets?
Yeah.
The Muppets, yeah, the Swedish chef from the
Swedish
Muppets.
chef.
Yeah, there you go. So, this is IT Stuff. Coming up later in the show, we'll be having fun with electrical appliances. In fact, yeah. Tell you what, let's do the electrical appliances right now, because I lost myself in the script.
We've got lots of electrical appliances here. Is it going to be any specific ones? Or
Well, tell you what,
just the closest ones?
While we're on the subject of Twitter, Twitter. While we're on the subject of eggs,
Eggs.
I blew it, didn't I?
Oh.
Yeah, we
Spoiler
could
alert.
Twitter.
Twitter
Spoiler
and
alert.
eggs.
Twitter and eggs.
I hear they hatched.
Yeah, and there's
They
little
hatched into a
birdies
sort of
come out of them.
faceless person.
Happy birthday!
Yeah.
Is that right?
Happy birthday,
Happy
Twitter
birthday,
eggs.
Twitter eggs.
Yeah, it's awful, isn't it? I mean, how are we going to tell the trolls from the normal people anymore?
They'll still have pictures of eggs. They'll just upload their own. That's how it's going to work. It's already a badge of honour.
What, you mean just like save an egg as a GIF?
Pretty much.
Put it as your profile picture.
That's
and then carry on trolling.
carry on as normal. That's what they're going to do. I guarantee that's what's going to happen.
Oh,
It's like
good.
the Afro suits in Habbo Hotel.
What?
It's
Oh,
the old 4chan things when 4chan used to, do things.
When it used
when
to
they
be
troll,
funny.
they
yeah.
troll a very popular virtual world called Habbo Hotel.
Right.
So they all dress up the same, like the egg, but it's more like the default male in a nice suit and an
Okay.
afro.
So that's if you've seen that image around, that's why it's very troll related,
Right,
because
right.
it was what 4chan used to swarm Habbo Hotel one day many
Yeah.
years ago.
Many,
In the
many years
distant
ago.
past, the kids probably don't even know what's going on now.
That reminds me, wasn't 4chan up for sale or something?
It did.
It
It
was.
got sold.
It got sold.
I missed that. Go on.
I don't know. I can't remember who to. But it got sold. It
Oh,
got sold.
okay.
Moot left. That's it.
Yep. Just like a certain founder of VR.
Yeah, well, yeah. Do we want to talk about the Oculus guy while we're at it?
I think that was it.
Yeah, that's it. He's left.
Yeah, the one we wanted rid of
It's,
anyway.
it's strange
wasn't it?
how, like, you sell your company, you get lots of money, and you agree to just keep working for the new company,
Yeah,
and then, like, as soon as the actual
and
time
then-
that you have to work is
And
out,
then you turn out to
leave.
have been a right wing so and so after
well, that's just
all.
American now, isn't it? Isn't that just
Okay.
like code for American? I'm an American businessman. That's what that
Fair
means.
comment. Yeah,
I like
they've-
money.
I like money. Yeah. It's just American. Turns out he was an American.
while we're on the subject of America, did you see that thing about they've abolished all the privacy protections on the ISPs? So now the ISPs can sell your web browsing habits to the highest bidder.
To other ISPs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
or whoever. So here's the best bit, right? Somebody started crowdfunding. To buy the web browsing history of, like various politicians that voted in favour of abolishing the
Yep.
privacy
Sounds
protections.
reasonable. Yeah.
What was that $1 million? Was it 1 million? It was so cheap.
What?
For what?
For the whole
Just
shebang.
To buy all of the data.
Search my internet history for $1 million.
Just think how much good you could do in this planet for that sort of money.
Yeah,
And,
good.
it's just going to go on
The usual things.
VR startups.
Like advertisements to sell you chocolate eggs.
Yeah. Chocolate eggs. I blame Twitter.
Yeah, satanic chocolate eggs.
Satanic Twitter with
Yeah.
the chocolate eggs.
It's got
my.
IoT installed
I
in
mean,
it.
Twitter is obviously against Easter at this point because they took away the eggs.
Oh my gosh.
Oh.
That's so terrible, isn't
Right.
it?
Isn't it?
Yes.
Twitter is like campaigning against
Hey,
Easter.
yes.
It's a war on Easter. by
It's a war on
Twitter.
internet, Jesus.
They took over those well-known appropriated pagan symbols. Oh my.
There you go. Conspiracy theory number 115 million.
Okay, so that's sorted out trolling for another month. So yeah, let's move on, I suppose, to the terror that lurks inside our electrical devices.
Ooh.
What's up first? Do we fancy talking about the evil dishwasher?
Is that the one? Wait a minute. What did the evil dishwasher do? I can't remember.
It
There's
doesn't.
so many evil
doesn't-
appliances. I've lost it.
It doesn't wash your dishes.
No?
Right?
No, that's right. Because of CVE 2017-7240, which is a directory traversal vulnerability, one of the oldest ones in the book is that, isn't it?
Oh dear.
It's the Melee Professional. Is that how it's pronounced?
Melee.
Melee Professional PG 8528. They reported the vulnerabilities to Melee. No response because it's a dishwasher company. It's not like a software house. No response. There you go. What's up next? Do we fancy the garage door story?
Ooh, what happened there?
There's this smart door opener thing,
Okay.
it's like infrared
Beep, beep.
only,
Yeah,
only
just-
more expensive and
It's fancy
frills,
and
fancy.
okay.
It's called the Garage-It.
Oh wow.
So this bloke got a new Garage-It.
Okay.
He didn't like it. He left a bad review and complained it was, defecation. Can we say that?
I think
Is that
so.
off compliant?
Let's just go with not good.
Yeah, not good. Okay. And so the company banned him from the customer forum for 2 years and banned him from the server, which had the effect of basically locking his garage door remotely so
I
he
think that's
couldn't do
definitely going to
anything.
change his mind. He's not going to think it's not good anymore.
It's going to be the best
He's going to think this is like a really
Garage
good
door opener.
garage
Yeah.
door.
garage it over ever.
So they told him effectively, do you think we like giving up our weekends to support people like you and your complaints,
Well, we don't
you're
know
banned.
what he was doing. I mean, he could have been up to all sorts of stuff with a garage door. He could be installing that garage door in inappropriate places.
Oh my.
We don't know the full story.
That is true. You know,
You know.
it could be more than just opening and
He
closing
could have been using it for more than opening and closing.
a certain part of your household.
Like chopping pizzas up.
Yeah, he could have been using it for chopping pizza. you
Right.
know.
Yeah.
Remote pizza chopper.
Close,
Mm-hmm.
sever pizza, rotate 30 degrees,
Yes.
open, close. No, sorry, it would be open, rotate 30
yeah.
degrees, close, open, rotate 30. Would that work? Or would that be 60 degrees?
I don't think they rotate.
Pizzas?
The pizza.
No, garage doors.
Yeah, well,
Yes.
up and down.
Well, if it's manual,
rotation.
that's no good. No, I was thinking
Well,
more
the
of like, I
guillotine
don't know,
action garage doors.
keeping the child occupied with a, draw a smiley face on it, make it go up and down, something like that. Using it in inappropriate ways, not as a garage door.
Anyway, yeah, so...
Wow.
Anyway, put it this way, the internet picked on Garage It and they lost. So
Did they lock them in a garage?
Threw away the
to
key.
punish
Yeah.
them. We've got something slightly more iffy to talk about next.
Ooh.
But this is probably the most horrible one of the lot. Wow. What can we
Worse than
call
a
this?
garage door, garage.
So there's this thing that. How can we call it on air? It's like an electric aubergine.
Right. A
You
vegetable.
get to- like an electric cucumber
All right.
for
For opening garage doors?
no.
A different kind of garage doors.
The garage doors have to be open first.
Is it for a personal massage?
Possibly.
Personal massager.
Yes, yes.
A personal.
Not for internal
Only-
use.
Only this thing, right, it's from Sweden.
Right.
You guessed, didn't you? It's the Svarkom CMAI.
Right.
It's got a camera in the end. Yes. Presumably it's got...
It's a vibrating GoPro. Is that what it is?
Yes. With integral lighting, we can only assume.
Okay. Well, you need that sometimes if you're in a dark cave.
Maybe it's
using
for
a
health
GoPro.
purposes. Sometimes you need to check your colon.
Oh, well, I don't
Colonoscopy.
know.
What are you talking about?
I have no idea. I'm out.
So
I don't know.
this thing turns out that this company called, get this, Pen Test Partners, and you know what Pen Test stands for, don't you?
Is it something to do with Penn Island?
They come from Penn Island.
Yeah, Penn Island.
Not quite, no. Anyway, and as the reg said, the jokes just write themselves, really. It's got hard-coded credentials. Guess what the credentials are? Because I've written it in the script.
I can't read that.
Too small. Okay, it's admin is the username and the password is blank. BLANK, blank. And this thing works as it's not just, for that purpose. It works as a wireless access point.
Well, you
What?
need one of those when you're a business.
When you have a
professional.
camera at the end of your aubergine.
It's not just a camera and it's also a Wi-Fi access point.
But
I mean, I
this is where the
assume it's got an
Internet of
antenna
Things
out the other
is
end.
heading.
Oh.
And the access point. So all the neighbours can see when the listener networks, they can see Svarkom CMAI. So the neighbours can tell
No,
you've got
when-
your personal aubergine turned on.
On that note, Alexa, buy Svarkom CMAI.
No, because
Confirm.
it's
Confirm.
worse than that. No. All those people out there in BCB land now, cancel, because it's got an integrated Skype interface.
Obviously.
And it's got a telnet server
This
with
seems
with
like
a
it
with a
does
default
everything. Why are we
password.
using other technology?
Does it have email?
You can, and I'm sorry if you're Australian, you can route it remotely. You can get root remotely and stream over Skype to the world from your neighbours.
Hey, maybe,
Toot.
maybe it's as design.
I don't think so, because not after all the publicity.
I'm sure some people would use it.
It will, there will be
This is-
increased purchases
yeah.
among certain people.
Curiosity and all
some
that.
months it's really difficult to
This is a marketing
convey
campaign. You've
to...
fallen for another marketing
It's a
campaign.
marketing
What?
campaign.
You've fallen for
Really?
another marketing campaign.
Yeah.
Oh, silly me.
And I've made everyone buy it through Alexa.
And then we've just...
Right,
This is
great.
terrible.
Look, I'm not going to break into somebody's Wi-Fi for the bandwidth if it's going to be dropping in and out all the time.
Well,
You did well to keep a straight face on that one. That's the best joke I've come up with in months, and you all wound me up even more. If
There
Dick
must be
was
more
here,
terrible technology. This can't be the only terrible technology. There's more, right?
yeah, there's more. As the yang to the yin of all this evil. Devices can also do good, because there's this new thing. Somebody called Tinky.nl and Space 53 have come up with a 2-drone system for dealing with dog muck.
wow.
Yep. Drone number 1, which is known as Watchdog 1, it hovers above with thermal imaging
Right.
to zoom in on...
Just the fresh ones then.
Yeah.
Okay.
You got to get them
there
when
you
they're
go.
fresh.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, it's going to take a couple of hours to cool down to ambient. And then Patrol Dog 1, which is a ground-based drone, rolls in and scoops.
I was just wondering, isn't the warmer ones hard to scoop because they're kind of,
right.
not hardened yet? Just saying.
Well, it might take some
You're
time.
supposed to do
I
it when
don't
they're
know.
warm.
Really?
Otherwise, you haven't done
Hot-
it. You've just
oh.
left it there.
Well, yeah, but this is a drone, so it can be
Well,
timed.
but look. Tinky.nl, right? Go to the website. It's all in Dutch,
This is great.
unfortunately.
Wow.
Otherwise, we'd have had a clip from it
Well
for
done.
the show. But yeah, if you can use Bing Translate to send us an email link.
This is
you
great,
can tell them
Netherlands.
that.
Well done, you guys.
Yeah, it's not bad.
I like the Watchdog,
Yeah,
patrol dog.
yeah. Yeah, because if you want to talk about feces and you're from the Netherlands, then clearly you want to talk about feces through the medium of English.
Yes.
Yes.
It makes sense to me, frankly. This month of all months. There we go. You're listening to IT Stuff on BCB Radio 106.6 FM. There's 2 things we could talk about to catch up with time. We can have a little vote if you like. We can do World of Stuff, or we can do Club Penguin. What do we want to talk about most?
We can do both because they're fairly short. I
Okay,
suppose.
go for it, She.
Talk fast.
Apparently, Club Penguin, which is a huge virtual world for 200 million kids out there who are right now over 25 years old because it was old. Well, it was
Yeah.
old back then and they were young back then. It's now gone. It was an independent thing and it got bought by Disney.
Oh.
And then Disney deems it not making enough money and now it's gone. Well, it's been reduced to an app that you can download on your
my.
devices. But apparently the kids are not happy. Well, they're not kids anymore. The young adults are not happy anymore. And they are just not happy. And spamming the forums going, this is the worst thing that's ever happened to my Club Penguin. Yeah, which is surprising because I got to know this from going on gaming on YouTube, the YouTube site, and looking at the gaming section. And I found people going, bye-bye, Club Penguin. This is the last ever podcast or whatever. And I'm like, what do you mean by the last ever? So I went then, and then that's how I knew that Club Penguin is no more.
I mean, why do big companies do this? They spend big bucks buying something
Huge,
out,
yeah.
and then they just don't know what to do with it. They close it down. I mean, with an audience of young adults like that, they're actually self-selecting to be the polar opposite of the people who will go to 4chan.
Pretty much, yeah.
So, like you've got a community there in your hands that
Huge.
are actually quite nice people.
Yeah.
Funnily
Not
enough.
Well,
Not really,
it's
no?
another
Well,
social
okay.
community with social
They're
problems.
always the same. I don't know how
Oh,
to
what,
break
young
this to you.
adults?
Yeah.
But
Well, they're all the same.
They are all the same,
Oh.
I'm afraid.
Except
If
now
you
they
have a
are
large
dressing
group
up
of
as
people,
penguins.
even if they're
Fine.
dressed as penguins,
yeah,
they
so-
may look harmless.
So coming up after this show, if you're listening on Thursday, we've got BCB Extra, the BCB Youth Show. Nothing personal. Sorry. Oh my.
Shall we go to World of Stuff then?
We can go to World of Stuff. Thank you.
right. So Will of Stuff. What do we have for Will of Stuff?
We have 150 employees of Epicenter in Stockholm. I couldn't find out what Epicenter does, but they've had ARFID chips injected into their hands. It's shocking, isn't it? Theoretically, this gives them access to doors and photocopiers.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, it's a free service, so it's voluntarily given, and people actually volunteer to do it.
Why would you want doors and photocopiers so badly?
It's the technological equipment of that bit of string that goes through your back of your coat and holds your mittens on your hands.
Oh, that doesn't hurt.
So you can't lose your mittens, and this way you can't lose
I think like a peanut size. Well, not peanut
It's a grain
size.
of grain
of rice. Okay,
yeah.
this is my nightmares.
Apparently,
So-
it hurts like a blood test, so not at all painful.
I cry for hours after I've had a blood.
Really? No,
Well,
you do it all the time.
almost.
You're diabetic, aren't you?
Yeah, I know, but I have to look the other way.
Apparently, this biohacking is gaining a lot of popularity in
What,
European
with young
countries.
people?
Yeah, young people. Now, funny you say that actually, because if you are there interested, on the 22nd of April in the Leeds International Festival,
Oh my!
there is a session called Biohacking, Cyberpunk, and Hacker Culture, and you can get an RFID chip in there.
Grief! In
Seriously,
Leeds.
in Leeds.
You can
Yeah.
get your own grain of rice.
Your own grain of rice with a
Inserted.
chip inside on the 22nd of April.
Well, I never go to Leeds to use a photocopier. Nobody's got a photocopier anymore.
Well, you can use it for whatever you want. I
Yeah.
mean, it normally just sends you to a website.
It
doesn't
does, yeah.
It's like you'll have a browse hand.
Pretty much.
Browse my hand.
Lots of people just exchange contact details. That's pretty much it. Yeah.
So nobody, what could possibly go wrong? I mean, nobody's going to track you or anything.
No, there's no GPS in it or whatever. There's only like 880 bytes
Yeah, but
that you can put information in.
It's not that. It's like, you go through the barriers at Foster Square or something, and it goes, and the gates open. It remembers.
It does track you in that sense, yeah, pretty much.
Ew.
The biohacker movement is getting more popularity, also known as grinders.
Pardon?
Yep, they call
That doesn't
themselves
sound
grinders.
right. I think that might be a different thing. you
It's
found there.
that's an app. That's a different app thing. But
Okay.
they were called grinders before grinder. You know what I
Doesn't
mean?
matter who comes first.
Uh-huh.
It's who wins the popularity vote. That's what matters.
But yeah, it's a thing.
Okay, fine. Well, this sort of neatly brings us on, I suppose, to our. It's going to have to be a quickie film review. We all went to see Ghost in the Shell, didn't we?
We did.
Would you like to play a little snippet of the trailer?
Yeah.
I know I have a past. I'll find out who I was.
Everything they told you was a lie.
Who are you?
They did not save your life. They stole it.
So, did
Wow.
we enjoy ourselves, even though all the critics hated it?
I didn't know they did a remake of Depeche Mode's whatever. Enjoy the Silence. Strange. Anyways, yeah. I liked it. It's totally different from the. It's not totally. It is different. The entire thing is just changed from the anime. If you're a purist and you love the anime, you might maybe not like the movie. If you're into,
It's not exactly.
It's not
the same as the
100%,
anime, but it's
yeah.
got like a lot of scenes from the anime.
it's
doesn't
got
it?
a lot of scenes and it's beautiful.
You said to me afterwards that the focus of the anime was more on what it means to be this kind
These
of
robots,
augmented.
it's about the existential crisis of being
Instead of the focus in the film, as we heard in the clip, was like, who am I, where I came from?
Yeah, where do I belong?
Yeah,
Yeah,
which
that sort of
is,
thing.
but
Rather than what is my purpose?
it wasn't awful. It was good fun, I thought.
It
It's
is
good.
good
It's
fun.
way up there with Johnny Mnemonic.
It's gonna be a cult film, cult status, because it looks really good, and we don't have many cyberpunk
There's
sort
not
of movies.
that much in the canon, is there?
No,
No.
there isn't. So this is really, 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 really beautiful, good stuff. Yeah, she did a great job. And she was very morose and, the same
Yeah,
sort of
yeah.
surly
She
personality.
did a great job. Yeah,
She did, yeah.
they got they got the question out of the way pretty quickly as well. There was the question. I mean, talking about this to Dick afterwards of like, okay, this new body of hers, just how much detail is there in the new body? And they got that out of the way pretty damn quick. She shows you she's basically Action Man from the waist down.
Pretty much. The only difference in that the movie sort of. They don't like nipples.
Yeah.
As opposed to the Batman movie, which is all about the nipples.
He's
right?
got extra nipples. Bats have at least 16 nipples.
So this is the exact opposite.
So I was glad that they got that out of the way pretty damn quick, and then the rest of the movie we could just sat there being nerds. That was great.
It was great when the scenes from the anime came through. You go, wow, it looks wonderful. So yeah, well done.
Awesome. Thank you very much indeed. That's about all we've got time for, I think, this month on IT stuff, except just to mention about our closing music. It's to celebrate Twitter's reaction to the Pepsi advert. Because, after Coca-Cola and what they found in the cans, it was Pepsi's turn to shine.
It's
So they rolled out a new advert.
Sort of experience going on at the moment.
Yeah.
There's a lot of turmoil in the sugared water
Turmoil
industry.
in the sugared water industry when they brought out an advert that featured somebody I'd never heard of but who is famous, giving a Pepsi to a load of white policemen to stop them being racist.
Are you
That's
for
how you stop
real?
'em.
That's pretty much
my
the plot of the
gosh.
advert. Yeah.
Wow.
So that went down like a bucket of sick on Twitter. So to celebrate that, here is Negativland with, from their album Dispepsi, there's The Smile You Can't Hide and Drink It Up.